Okay. Hello, everyone there, most especially the clients of Richflood that have been invited for this little talk and let me say webinar on how to persuade the community to support your investment projects. And today we are bringing in a case study of a quarry in Nigeria, maybe because we just came back from a quarry site where an investment is about to be made by the proponent, and we did quite a lot of work. Let me give a little background about the site. Before now, sorry, I won't be mentioning the site precisely because of the sensitivities around calling names, but the site is somewhere in Nigeria, very good outcrop of quarry, and in northern Nigeria precisely. So the people wanted to start operation like immediately without actual engagement with us. Remember, we have been doing a lot of webinars on engagement, stakeholders engagement, and the steps to carry. So this quarry initially just went into the site to start operation, and then the youths of the community came out in mass and stopped the people from having access the land, into their land, or even having any access to go up to the rock. So it was a big problem because expatriates were brought from other countries to come and do some operations there. And here they are, they have arrived the country, they wanted to do exploration, wanted to do one or two things, but they have been stopped by the community. Yes, that's how powerful the community is. So they've been stopped, and they had to come back home and started looking for a consultant. Fortunately, they met with Richflood. So we put them through the procedures that needs to be followed before you actually start an operation. So that's the background, and we said, okay, we have to do some disclosure, to the community about what is about to happen, how it's going to affect them, and what they should expect or what they shouldn't expect, and that we are going to follow the laws of Nigeria, which has to do with the mining sector. We have the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act that is being used in Nigeria on matters surrounding a quarry, establishment of a quarry. So I will just discuss my experience. You can send some chat here. We are open to receiving your comments down below. And if you are watching from YouTube, maybe a post after we are with this webinar, you're watching on YouTube, you can put your question down the comment line so that we can respond to it. So I'll be discussing that from being a very difficult site, we were able to make the project have the light of the day, see the light of the day, and we were able to get the community to be interested in working with them. The community had several reasons why they do not want the boat. And we looked into those reasons. We engaged with them. I'll be sharing with you my screen. You see some photographs of discussions, engagements we had with them. And of course, one of the requirements, according to the Mining Act, is that there will be a community development agreement. So from being a complicated community, we were able to get them on the side of the company. We were able to make them see the benefits of the project, and also of course, the negative impact of the project on their livelihood, like their farmlands, like their normal lifestyle, quiet and serene, which is going to be affected, and the air quality, which may be tampered with in one way or the other, and the general traffic in the area, because it's actually a massive project. It's a massive project. So we came and did the social engagements, and it went very, very well. And I thought to share with you, just in case you're going through such a challenge. It's not complicated. And this project is in Nigeria. Nigerians are good people. Nigerians love projects to help them. Nigerians are in communities. So you know about Niger Delta, but Nigerians are happy to have you in their community to improve their lives with the project, because it's all about sustainable development, right? So So we had this document. I don't know if you can read. I kind of hide the name of the client. Oh, let me see. Okay. Yes, you can see community development agreement for blah 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 blah. So we are hiding the name of the client. It's not allowed, and drafted and discussed, and then we did a lot of engagements before we made some progress. So yeah, okay, you can see one of my colleagues working. Yeah, he was at the community too with us. So we have the CDA that we have discussed with the community and came to an agreement what to be done and what should not be done. And according to the law, have been captured and progress is being made. So I felt so excited to share it with all of our clients that have been invited to join this webinar. So I will show you my screen now. See the background with which the CDA was developed. Okay, this section 116 of the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act have made provisions on the CDA, which is the Community Development Agreement. So I'll show you the screen so that we can be on the same page with regards to this. And if you have any questions, please just drop it down. Maybe you have a project you're working on and having any challenge similar to what I'm sharing, please feel free to let us talk about it. Maybe somebody will benefit from your experience as well. Okay, so I'll be reading to you the Nigerians Minerals and Mining Act, during the course of this webinar. Okay, so I'm there now. I just need to share the screen. Okay. Full screen. Just a minute. Okay, so now we are here, which is the Community Development Agreement. That's section 116. Section 116, page 38. Section 116. This is the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act 2007. Okay, so I go straight to page 38. If you can see it from there, is it showing? The Mining Act is showing. I don't know if you're seeing it, but page 38 of the Mining Act says that, yes, I can see now you are on. It says that, section 116, tracing it to section 116, which concerns the CDA. You have so many provisions in this act, which is a guide for you to go ahead with your project without having any hitches. Every country has its laws and regulations for this sector. So this is it for Nigeria. It says, subject to the provision of this section, the holder of a mining lease, small-scale mining lease or quarry lease shall, prior to commencement of any development or development activity within the lease area, conclude with the host community, okay? Conclude with the host community where the operations are to be conducted, an agreement referred to as Community Development Agreement or other such agreement that will ensure the transfer of social and economic benefits to the community. So this is a provision in the law which is now being implemented for this quarry I am talking about. Okay, so if you go further, I want to mention that the CDA lasts for 5 years based on the provisions in the law. Okay, so if you have your mining lease 5 years, it means that you will update your CDA with the community, or you will review your CDA with the community every 5 years. So let me also state the objectives of the Community Development Agreement. The Community Development Agreement shall specify appropriate consultative and monitoring frameworks between the mineral title holder and the host community, and the means by which the community may participate in the planning, implementation, management, and monitoring of activities carried out under the agreement. You can email me for me to share with you. This full document is online, it's everybody's document. So, because in this document, you also have the environmental obligations and the contents of your environmental protection and rehabilitation plan, quite a rich document. All of your questions are answered. So I would like you to have the copy of this document, even for our future webinars that we'll be having. It would be good for you to have a copy of the Mining Act of Nigeria. Okay. So I will show you also some pictures of our engagement this morning. We had a good time at the community. Oh, sorry. We had a good time at the community, and the community came out in mass. We shared with them every component of the CDA, every aspect of it, their role, you know, the commencement of the CDA, the definitions of terms, the company's obligations and the community's obligations. And of course, we were able to set up a community monitoring committee, be able to monitor the implementation of this CDA. Okay? The function of the community monitoring is the evaluation of performance of the respective obligations of the parties, the appraisal and evaluation of the relevancy of an agreed project to the community and the time for its execution, the appraisal and appointment of contractors to execute an agreed project. You know, these pet projects that the company will execute for the community is also being captured in the CDA. And we're able to do some nominations, and the communities are now, there are 3 communities actually, or no, 2 communities for this project. They are now very, very happy to work with the project. So I don't have a slide share here. So let me just say pictures, then I'll show you the folder. I'll show you the folder now with the pictures on the screen for your to see, you know, picture speaks. So this is yes, okay, so now you can see my screen. Let me just take this little one down here. So you can see my screen. This is me here, and I was talking with the children, you know, and having a nice time. We had a meeting in the hall, and then we're out now. The children are the future. This is going to last 25 years. The project is going to last 25 years. So these children that you see that are 4 years old will be 30 years old by then. So we needed to register it with them that this project is they are going to become youths eventually. And if possible, if the mineral title is renewed, they are going to become also adults. They are going to become fathers and mothers, and this project will still be ongoing in their community. So I'll flip through the pictures for you to have an idea of what we did today. We talked with farmers, we talked with women. Yeah, these are my team members. We talked with women, we talked with old men, we talked with, we were able to bring in also the vulnerable people, even though they were not adequately represented, but we were concerned, and we insist that our next meeting, they have to come up and be a part of it. So I'll just be flipping very fast for you to see. We had a prayer session. That's me closing my eyes to pray, you know, before we got started. You know, when you're dealing with communities, you really have to be persuasive. You have to get someone to interpret what they're about to get into in their local dialect. You have to be able to convince them that they are safe, and be able to communicate every aspect of the project to them. Okay, so this was the turnout. We had it in a like a classroom setting, and it was really nice. It was nice. It's good to see development coming to a community that otherwise is neglected or may not have a chance to develop. So we have also concerns that they do not have water. Could you believe it, that a community in Nigeria, close to, over how many people? What's the population of the people in the community? Okay, between 3,000 to 4,000 people, because we were dealing with two communities put together, so 1,005 per community. They do not have water. They drink from a stream where their cows also drink from. So it's not really nice. And thank God the CDA had captured that a borehole will be dug for them, 3 boreholes, and that they will benefit in that regard. I was kind of touched when the women were communicating to me that they don't have drinking water. They don't have drinking water in the community. So, and they don't have electricity. They don't have electricity. They really needed the electricity badly. They don't have schools. Where we are is how many blocks, how many classrooms? This place, I think maybe 4 classrooms. And primary 1 and primary 2 will merge together. Primary 3 and primary 4 will merge together during classes, which is not quite good. So we are happy that the CDA captured that more blocks will be built for them. So they were really happy that this is good news for them. So water is a basic need of life. Water is the basic need of life. It should not be negotiated for humans to stay, without water. I was really moved, I was really moved by it. So, but water is coming to them. Their youths will be able to have scholarships due to this project, to be able to go to school, which is a big thing to me. It's a big thing to me. They'll be able to go to school. They will be able to have the hope of going to the university. I asked them how many of their people are in the university now. The number is very, very low. I think it's just one. I think it's just one person. Others are there. They go to farm. They are basically farmers, or if you want to buy a land in village, they are happy to sell to you for farming purposes and all that. That's basically what they do there. So we're very happy that this project is coming to them and it's going to do some shifts. There will be some shifts, in how things are done. The quality of this picture is not quite high. We are making some improvements on that. That was all we're able to use today. So we'll be going there to sign the CDA very soon because we have finalized. You can see this man airing his view. He's gone through the CDA and he's giving an opinion of what he thinks should also be included in the CDA. So, and we're very happy to hear his comments. And the women, women are generally marginalized in all spheres, national, states, local levels. Women are not, we had to be calling. We say, where are the women? We are not starting this meeting until the women are here. And they came. And when we were making key decisions, women were nowhere to be found again. So we had to ask, where are the women? While we were constituting a committee, which I called the Community Monitoring Committee, no woman was mentioned or nominated. We had to insist that women must be represented in this group, in this committee. Happened. This science can't wait for the project to start because of communication. Communication is key for every project. Communication is key for every project. You can see the women, they were so happy, they were excited, they can't wait. So my prayer is that the company, because we are consultants, we do things and we hand over to the community. We just pray that the company will do as recommended for these communities. And of course, I know they will do, because the regulation stipulates some monitoring structures, both environmentally, socially, and even engineering-wise. What must be put in place, what kind of technology must be used to make sure that, since it is a quarry, there are no fly rocks that could destroy their buildings, and all that. So this was the outcome. And we had the chiefs, the community leaders, the community youths, and the youth leaders. We had them come out in mass. So just in case you have a project of this magnitude, this is mining, but it could be manufacturing, it could be any kind of production that you want to do, or the oil and gas sector. We can mediate between the company and the communities. You just have to communicate. Without communication, there will be no support. The support may be temporary, but it will not last. How will you take care of the farmers? You're going to clear their land. People depending on the project, have you developed a livelihood restoration plan for them? Do you have an environmental impact assessment for them? Do you have a health impact assessment done depending on the project? Do you have stakeholders engagement plan? Do you have a community development agreement? These are documents. These are documents that don't cost so much to put in place in order to have a good project execution experience with the communities. So I'll stop sharing my page now. You can put in your question. Okay. You can put in your question and we can answer them. In the absence of no question, we'll just stop sharing. We'll just move on to our discussions. Okay, so all right, so there's no question here. Please subscribe to our channel and drop your email address at the comments footnote, the comment site, so that we can always we can add you to our email database and always bring you our ex in Nigeria and see how to provide solution to your project. So all these documents I have mentioned, they are important, most especially stakeholders engagement. Stakeholders engagement is very, very key to the success of your project. You disclose the project to them, you tell them about the impact they will suffer, you tell them about what you have put in place to mitigate this impact. In some cases, you may be able to avoid the impacts. You discuss this with them. They have to know. You develop an environmental management plan for them to say this will happen and this is how it will be mitigated upon. Develop a socio-economic management plan for them, and have a very robust CDA that will take care of their needs, basic needs. This is a very key requirement before funding is released for any project. You have to take care of social and the environmental issues in a systematic fashion. We have done a lot of webinars on this. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Richflood Environmental and Social Specialist. That's the name. You can search it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and have a full dose of what you need to do free of charge, what you need to do, and how you need to do it. So I thank you for joining us for this webinar, and we'll bring you more and more and more. And bye-bye.